my 29 female husband, 31 male, got a paternity test on our daughter, 5 female, and it came back negative, but I never cheated. Now he thinks our relationship is a lie and wants to divorce. What do I do? I don't know how it happened, and I haven't been able to stop crying all day. I never cheated. I love my husband, we've been together since college and he's the love of my life. He's handsome and kind, and while I've slept with 2 other people, both were before we got together. There is no other potential father for our daughter. We were married already and actively trying for a baby. I never cheated, I never would cheat, and I don't know why he took that stupid test because I would never, ever cheat, but it came back negative and now he thinks he's not her dad. I don't know how to convince him it was a faulty test, and I'm so scared. These past few months, it's like he's become someone completely different from the man I married. He's cold and suspicious. He kept demanding to see my phone, and wouldn't tell me why, and I showed him at first, but eventually told him I wouldn't anymore unless he explained why. He's been distant with our daughter too. He stays in his office for hours on end, and I don't know what he's doing. I did not cheat. He accused me this morning, saying he'd done the test after realizing that our daughter's eyes, brown, wouldn't naturally come from ours, both blue, and that he wanted me to get out of the house. I didn't leave and he locked me out of our bedroom, and now I'm in my daughter's room. This is terrifying. I just had a conversation with my husband. He's out of his room now, and we discussed some things. I told him again that I would never cheat and started talking about a list I made of tests I want done, but he told me that he didn't want to hear it right now. We're going to have a longer conversation tomorrow, and he said that he still loves our daughter, and he won't try to keep me out of the house or our room for now. I asked him to hug me, and he did. I'm scared that I won't be able to convince him. I just want our family to go back to normal. How can I be a good wife and support his needs while proving my innocence? Update. We did a few tests. Blood paternity tests for him and me, and our daughter, and we had an appointment with a chimerism specialist coming up, but that got cancelled because, well, some of you guessed it, but my daughter is not biologically mine either. I don't know how this happened, but a police officer came to our house and took our statements, and we're suing the hospital where I gave birth. I don't know what happened to my baby, and that is terrifying. I have my husband back, but my whole world was still upended, and I just wish he'd never taken that stupid test. I've been sleeping in my daughter's room, and I'm so afraid that she's going to be taken away from me, but at the same time I want to know where my biological daughter is, and if she's okay. I pray to God she's okay. My daughter still doesn't know the details, and we've been trying to keep this quiet. The last thing we need is a big scandal. I don't want people who know us to look at her differently. She deserves better than that. She's such a good kid, and she's not some spectacle to be gawked at. If we can find her birth family, I have no idea what we'll do. I guess the best case scenario would be to get a bigger house and all live together, but I don't know if we can afford that, or if they'd go for that, or even if we'll be able to locate them, or if I'm just crazy. This whole situation is crazy. I don't know anyone else who's been in a situation like this. I mean, are there support groups for parents of kids who got mixed up? I Googled and nothing came up. Literally all I'm getting are tabloid articles from trashy magazines that slap the faces of innocent kids on the same pages as celebrity sex scandals and fiction. How do we tell our daughter? I mean, we can't tell her now, she'll tell the kids at school and then it'll be everywhere, but we have to say something. I don't know what I ever did to deserve this.
What the duck? This is not the updates I expected. Not in a million years.
I was betting on Chimera, but switched at birth. Blindsided me, laugh out loud.
What a nightmare. Love the child you have but need to know where your biological baby is. At the same time, there is the other family with the ticking time bomb that they don't even know about. I wouldn't wish this on anyone.
Terrible situation, but at least your husband no longer thinks you cheated on him. Remember that regardless of blood ties, Your daughter has been with you for 5 years and the test results don't make her any less yours. All the best.
She's mine. I'm never letting her go. I'm just so scared someone's going to try and take her away from us.
My wife says I'm crazy for insisting our babies didn't leave my side at the hospital.
I wish my husband had been crazy. We still don't know when it happened, and I can't believe I didn't notice. What kind of mother doesn't notice her child is replaced?
I feel so bad for you and your family. There's no real way to know for sure. You were exhausted, and the first few moments after birth are a blur. You don't really get much of a memory of what the baby looks like. I hope that the people who have your biological child are good parents who take good care of her. I hope that if you do further seek this out, that you all are able to work out some arrangement that doesn't separate the families.
My husband told someone he was out with his little sister. He doesn't have one. I've been married to my husband for a long time. We have kids, house, and pets together. We have an active sex life, we go on dates often and share a lot of the same hobbies. Today he's at a pool party with our oldest son. I took our youngest to the water park in town where I ran into one of the other moms I know. We started talking and she mentioned at one point that it had been so nice to meet my husband's younger sister last week and asked if she was my sister or his. I replied that neither one of us has a sister and asked her what the woman looked like. She said she was young and petite with dark hair. I only have a much younger brother with red hair, and he has a brother who is over 6 feet, so neither one of us have a sibling who could be confused for a sister. He doesn't have any cousins and I do, but he's not close with any of them. I'm freaking out because obviously, the first thing my mind goes to is he's cheating. I remember him going to the park last week, and he never made any mention of meeting up with anyone or hanging out with anyone there. My youngest son isn't old enough to tell me. I can't get through to him because his phone isn't on him since they're in the pool. So now I'm just here freaking out because my mind is going wild. When he got home with our son, I simply said, "Trish said she ran into you at the park. She said you were with someone you introduced as your sister. Who was it?" I knew something was up because he was just silent, and he didn't say anything. Then he just said, "Okay, we need to talk. Do you want to do this now or later?" Obviously, I said now, so he told the boys to go play downstairs. He admitted he had been planning on leaving me for a while, but he had wanted to wait for the right time to do it. He said he had met someone else he had feelings for. He had met her last year, and things happened slowly. He said he never cheated on me physically, but there were a lot of times he told me he was doing work when he was really texting her or going into his office to FaceTime her, and they would sometimes meet up. I asked him why he felt okay bringing our son around this person, and he said it was because our son already knew her, which is when I found out that his little sister and the person he's leaving me for is our son's daycare teacher. My husband is the one who drops off every morning, so I guess that's how they met. I should have guessed something was up when he began volunteering to go pick him up as well. He seemed apologetic and kept repeating that he never did anything physical and that he wanted to remain civil for the kids. I still haven't fully processed any of this. He's living in the basement apartment until we get things figured out.
We should all be so lucky to have people like Trish in our lives looking out for us.
The fact that he introduced her as his sister and then Trish is out here asking if it was OP or the husband's sister. Slay, Trish. She knew exactly what she was doing. She's an MVP.
Trish is also a mom. She probably knew damn well that the daycare teacher wasn't anyone's sister.
Yeah, I thought this too. Especially since the moms usually know each other from having kids who are similar ages.
I guess the right time was when he was caught and could no longer string along both of them.
Or when he was sure he had the other woman locked in, wouldn't want to leave one bed without making sure he had a fresh one to jump into.
That's it for this video. If you have thoughts to share, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this content. I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you and have a good day.